Hey, I want to talk to all the dads out there. My name's Marco Brown. I'm a divorce attorney in Salt Lake, and actually on the way to get my testosterone shot right now because T levels are a little bit low. I'm in my 40s, so I'm sure a lot of you guys understand this. But if you're thinking about getting divorced and you're a dad and you want 50-50 custody with your kids, I'm going to give you a couple pointers on how to make that happen. So the first is that you are involved in your kids' lives. And hopefully you're involved in your kids' lives long before you're thinking about a divorce, right? So you're putting your kids to bed, you're going to their doctor's appointments, you're going to school, you're visiting them, you're volunteering, you're doing all of these things with them. You're just involved heavily in their lives as their father. That is very much the most important aspect to getting 50-50 with your kids if you end up getting divorced, okay? So that's number one. Number two is when you file for divorce, I want you living in the house with your kids. So what'll happen a lot of times is you're about to get divorced, your wife says, get out of the house, and because we're guys, we say, okay, that's fine, I'll get out of the house. So then you're out of the house for a while, maybe a few months, then you get divorced. So she's had the kids the vast majority of the time for the last few months, and then you file for divorce. So what you've done is you've created a status quo, is what we call it, of how you've dealt with the children. And when you create that status quo and she has more time with the kids, the court is less likely to give you 50-50. So I tell every guy, look, you need to be in that house when we file for divorce. We can deal with whether or not you leave the house after we file for divorce, but you need to be in that house. So if you're out of the house and you know that divorce is going to happen or you're relatively sure, I want you to get back in that house, okay? Which is super awkward. I understand that. But if you want 50-50 with your kids, this is really going to help out. And I don't know exactly why this is, other than it creates a different status quo, but I think it also creates kind of this angst within wives. Like they want to get this thing done, right? And you're there, they want to get the divorce done, and they're more willing to give you time with your kids when this happens. I don't know why, but I've helped close to 4,000 people at this point, and this is one of those kind of secrets that I've learned over time that really helps guys get to 50-50 custody with their kids. And then the third is you have to be willing to fight for 50-50 custody. I get tons of guys coming in, tons of dads that are well-meaning men, very involved in their kids' lives. They say they want 50-50, and I say, cool, I will back your play. We will do everything for you. And then we get through the process, we get into mediation, and 60-40 comes up. So the wife wants 60, and the guy, they're offering 40% to my client. And the guy says, that's cool, we'll do 40%, or we'll do 35%, or we'll do 30%. And they just kind of capitulate. And I said, look, you don't need to do this. We can make this happen for you, right? You're an involved guy. You've been with your kids. You love them. There's no reason you shouldn't get 50-50. You have a schedule that works at work. You can take care of the kids. But they just kind of back off. And I don't know why that is, but a lot of guys do it. So if you want 50-50, last thing is you really need to be committed to it, and you need to be willing to fight for it, because your wife is very likely going to want more than 50-50 times. You just have to realize that up front and commit to the 50-50 and go through it. So those are the big three things to help dads get 50-50 custody in their Utah divorce cases.